double digits.
Got to enjoy it, especially, what we've been through the last couple of years. We've had some tough times. So I think our guys are enjoying every bit of it. And as long as they, get ready for the next game and take care of their business, they should enjoy every second of it.
Is that about as good as a lot of your pet action, split action, some of that stuff? Is that about as good as it's worked this season consistently?
Yeah, we had a good stretch near the end of the game, or mid fourth quarter when they pulled to within 8 or whatever it was. We had a good run the other night against Philly, down the stretch of the game, doing the same. So it's been a good action. Obviously, it's tough guarding, Steph off of those splits, and you just got to figure out ways to score, right? when you're struggling a little bit. I thought the Blazers had us on our heels that whole fourth. Simon's big quarter really changed the game. For the most part, we did a really good job defensively, on CJ and Dame, which was a big part of the game plan, of course. But they hung in there and they made us work, and so it's good to see us execute offensively.
Clay is out there still, I think, as of like 2 minutes ago. He's sitting on the bench with a towel over his head. Are you seeing how much, maybe during the games he's, this is tough on it?
Yeah, I just try to put myself in his shoes. And, the good news is he's nearing the finish line on this, but, he can't help but stop and think about, how much he's lost the last couple of years, just on a personal level. He loves the game so much, and not being able to play, not being able to really be a part of the team the way he wants to. It's been pretty emotional for him, and he's a very human. He's very human. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like he's vulnerable. He's emotional. That's what makes him such a beautiful person. I mean, he just cares, and he loves the game, and he loves the work, and he wants to be part of everything. And all that's been ripped away the last 2 years. So there's times where he's been, pretty down.
That's the head coach, Steve Kerr, and this is what he's referencing to. Check it out on our Twitter page at NBCS Warriors. He hasn't left the bench since the game ended. He's just chilling. He's hurt. And we saw a lot of shots of him during the game today where he was just kind of tunnel vision. I don't know if we want to call it tunnel vision or if he was staring off in space, but he was just sitting on the bench, not really partaking in timeouts. You could tell it's really hurting him not being out there. And I feel bad for him. We need to hug this guy.
It's like, I think in life in general, almost, it's like right when you're on the edge, you're almost ready to give up, is right when you're about ready to go. And I feel like he's at that point of, he's been out for 2 years and this is his life. And it's just a tough spot.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. But the bright side, he will be back soon. So he's probably soaking it all up and getting ready for his moment.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, the towel over his head, though, he's probably just thinking about what he's going to do.
Oh, yeah.
The Warriors have cooked the Blazers over the years, so he's probably thinking, man, I needed some of that, too.
Yeah. I was reading it a little differently than you guys, I think. I was reading it more as he's upset about it.
Oh, yeah. He's
Okay. Because I know, but I mean that even with the comeback, that it's, I don't know, is he questioning or?
I don't self-doubt.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's a competitor, though.
Yeah.
I know he wants to be out there with his team, like Coach Kerr said. And, when you see them guys going out there having a great time and winning, you want to be a part of that.
Right.
And his moment is coming, so he just got to be patient, just continue to trust what's going on behind the scenes, and he'll be back out there in no time.
Yeah.
All right, Warriors are 17-2 on the season. 10 straight games they've won at home. Warriors here, you see JT up there, GP2 with a steal, and of course, Otto Porter Jr., although it was a down night for him scoring, but I thought defensively Otto Porter Jr. was solid too.
Oh yeah, he's super solid, and it's going to be nice like this, as long as you bring something to the game. He had opportunity to get some rebounds, he had opportunity to guard those daily backcourt guys. but this bench, like Jen mentioned in the start of the show, these guys are the X factors. They could bring it every single night. The Warriors, it just makes them that much tougher.
When you see he's a +8, I mean, it's not that it just wasn't a big scoring game for him, but definitely a game where he was productive.
Yeah, Otto Porter Jr. hit 5 threes Sunday against the Raptors. He hit 4 the other night against the Philadelphia 76ers, so he's been solid. And that man, JTA.
This is going to be a regular thing.
It's a regular thing now that he's back in the rotation. Kuminga down in Santa Cruz, so he gets those minutes. And he's just everywhere. GP2 finishing at the rim, showing how tough he is inside the paint. Just an all-around solid night for the bench.
I'm going to tell you this. Being a player and being out the rotation a few times in my life, when you get back in there, you're going to seize the moment. You're going to stay. Yeah. So you're going to make sure that he do all the right things. He's going to play hard, work hard, and that's what JTA brings to this team. So he's not going back. That's his mindset. So you love to see him bringing it consistent every single night.
How can they spark Bielitsa?
I think what Bielitsa is more matchups for him moving forward. When he does get in the game, I feel like he just needs to knock down open shots and try to defend at a high level.
Yeah, just shoot that ball that's presented to him. We see a lot of hesitation from Bielitsa recently.
Well, I think he can create mismatches, and I think he's the type of player that's going to be situational. And when he can pull a bigger player away from the basket, I think he'd be very effective. Post up a smaller player. I just think there are going to be situations where he's going to be very, very valuable. All
right, let's look at the other side of things. The Portland Trailblazers, C.J. McCollum, Damian Lillard, a lot of talk about them in the offseason. Can they win together? Can they play together? Well, I was disappointed in these two tonight. I thought they were porous on defense, and offensively, look at the numbers here. 16 apiece. They're not going to win many games like that. And the Blazers still, they've only won 1 game on the road this season. That's absurd. They both struggled from the field tonight. And I thought the Warriors ate attention to detail defensively, but you see those numbers, Dave and CJ, that's disappointing for the Blazers.
Yeah, but this is why the Warriors are a top 5 defensive team. They do this to defend, offensive players like this. They take them out the basketball game. They pay attention to the scouting report, and they let these guys go to their weakness. They don't give them those strong tendencies that they like to get to.
Well, and I think, it's very much a team mindset this year with the Warriors. I mean, they do what it takes to stop good players, to your point. So 16-16, not a great night for either of them, and also not a great defensive night for either one of them as well. I mean, I think the Warriors really exposed. They didn't help the helper. I mean, there was just a lot of holes in their defense. But, yeah, tough night for them.
Yeah, tough night for Dame Dollar coming back home for Thanksgiving. Of course, he's from Oakland, California. We know that. CJ tried his best. Simons gave him a spark there in the fourth quarter when the Portland Trailblazers cut it to single digits. But overall, offensively, they struggled. It did defensively. They've got to set the tone, right? Defensively for that team. Too many times we saw the Warriors go in for easy layups. It was a layup line for them tonight.
Yeah, and they have no rim protection. That's the biggest thing that they're missing. Nobody that can protect the rim. And like you said, these guys got to start communicating and taking charge. Hey, if we're going to be able to win games, we must defend, especially playing in the Western Conference.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it was part the Red Sea, some of the game there. And then there was no help the helper. So even if somebody did slide over and help, the weak side wasn't there. And you can just feel that Portland just isn't connected, really, on either end of the floor. Their chemistry is not there offensively, nor is it there on defense.
Is it scheme or is it team? Is it a lot? How do you change that if you're Portland?
Sometimes it's just personnel.
Yeah.
Wrong personnel for the Blazers. I mean,
maybe
Nurkic was out there on the island by himself with Draymond Green. He was basically barbecue chicken, which is why Draymond got to the cup so well. So you think it's personnel, but what type of moves can they make here? I mean, what move can they make to make this team better in the Western Conference, a conference that we all know is loaded?
I don't know, but I do. I think it's a combination. I think it's personnel, but I also think it's just flat out playing together, chemistry. And there's just something special about the Warriors that, they have it, whatever it is. And it's from Steve to Steph to Draymond to, and it's the unselfishness, it's the team, it's the buy-in. It's not that Portland doesn't have talent. They're just not connected.
And I think that's effort and energy. That's something coaches should never have to coach.
Intangibles.
It's like, if you guys want to win games, are you serious about your craft? We're going to do whatever it takes to get stopped. So I think it's effort and energy and personnel.
All right, first-year head coach Chauncey Billups has his work cut out for him. The Blazers, again, only going 1 game on the road so far this season. They get blown out tonight by the Golden State Warriors, a 16-4 run after Kerr called his timeout with 3:09 left in that second quarter. And the Warriors go on to lead by 14 at the half, and they blow away the Blazers here in the second half as we take you inside our AT&T Fiber Fast recap. As the Warriors will travel to LA probably sometime tomorrow, take on the Clippers Sunday at 12:30. Then they'll head to the Valley of the Sun to take on the Suns on Tuesday, which will be a monster matchup here. Steph Curry, 32, 7, and 8 in 38 minutes, and Wiggins chipping in with 25.